Hey everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on my video and Happy New Year. This is my first video of 2017 and of course it is Celebrity Tea. The first one up is Serena Williams. Well, I guess by now you guys have all heard that she is engaged. I am not even going to try to pronounce her fiance's name because I know I will get it wrong. But the reason why this is making celebrity tea today is because a lot of people are upset because he is white, which actually I heard that he's actually Armenian, but for all intent and purposes, that is white to us. Now, what I find really funny about this is I was on Facebook, just browsing, and I am friends with a lot of the people that I grew up with. And some of the guys that I grew up with, when they heard the announcement that she was, engaged, they were so hilarious. They were saying that she broke their heart and that they were waiting on her, that their wives had given them permission that if they ever cheated, it would be with Serena. Now, their comments were all in good fun because previously, a few days before this announcement was made, one of the guys that I grew up with had posted a picture of Serena with some black leggings on and a little crop top, and Serena was looking really pretty in the picture and her body was slamming. So they were commenting on the picture. Now, these are men that are in their late 40s, early 50s, so they didn't do it in a derogatory way. They were just saying that Serena just was simply a beautiful black woman, and they said that she had thickness like black men like. They liked the color of her skin, her features, and they were just basically celebrating her beauty in a positive way. So a few days later, when she announced that she was, engaged, or, she said yes, they all were posting pictures of broken hearts and how, they loved her. And it was just funny. They did not really dwell on the fact that her new fiance is white, but a lot of African Americans are. Now, I guess they are a little butthurt because Serena, said yes to a white guy. Now, I really don't have a feeling one way or the other because I myself have dated outside of my race. I've dated, in the past when I was younger, two different white guys. So I was doing the swirl thing myself. I told y'all in a previous video that when you're young, I think it is important to experiment, to go out there and date all kinds of people so you will know exactly what you want. And then also, love comes at different times. You may be dating someone in your race and you just don't feel that spark. And then someone else comes along and they just happen to be of another race. And if love hits you that moment, then I don't have a problem with interracial dating. I know that a lot of people do, and I respect their opinion, just as I expect them to respect mine. So for this story, I just say congratulations, Serena. I hope this brings you the happiness that you want in your marriage. I wish them all the blessings in the world. And for all the people that are hating on them, take a step back, and just understand that, love came to her and it just happened to be someone of a different race. And that's it with the Serena story. On to the next one. This next story up, y'all, is about Kim Burrell. I guess Kim Burrell was giving a sermon, and y'all, she came for the children. And what I mean by that is she said some negative and derogatory things about homosexuals, basically, just blasting them, saying that it was unnatural, it was a sin, and the whole thing that people who go against the LGBT community do. And she got a lot of backlash for it. Here's what it is. We're living in a different time. And while there are people who just cannot, do the whole LGBT thing, the country is a little more accepting nowadays. And for her to get up and openly blast the LGBT community, a lot of people were not feeling that. Now, my opinion of it is this. I was always taught that it is not for us to judge. The way that I was brought up is that in the end, we all will be judged by God. All of us are sinners in one way or the other. And the way I was taught is I cannot stand in judgment of another human being. Basically, I was taught that judgment sends my soul, you know, I guess to hell, or it puts a blight on my soul when I try to judge someone else, because I was taught that is God's role to judge. So, Kim Burrell, again, she got a lot of backlash. And the interesting thing about this is Kim Burrell is scheduled to be on the Ellen DeGeneres show in a few days, and everybody knows that Ellen is openly, you know, gay. She's out of the closet. There's no thing about it. Ellen has been out for several years now. Now, I don't know if Ellen would bring this up. Kim Burrell is scheduled to be on her show singing a song from Hidden Colors, and she's going to be on there with Pharrell. Pharrell also came out with a statement, and he says that he is not with any type of hate speech towards any group. And he basically could not stand by what she said. Now, like I said, when she goes on Ellen, I don't know if Ellen is the type that would confront her with this. Ellen might, but normally Ellen's show is a little lighter, and she doesn't normally do, mean-spirited confrontations. But Ellen struggled a lot with coming out, and all of the advances that have been made in the LGBT community. Ellen has openly cheered them on her show. She celebrated all of the advancements that the LGBT community have had in the last few years. So she may say something. I'm just thinking that I don't know, because Ellen is normally not confrontational like that. I think that if Ellen was to bring it up, she would do it in a funny comedic sort of way, whereas not to actually, you know, condemn or blast Kim Burrell. But Kim Burrell, she needs to be a little careful, because a lot of people have family members that are dealing with this. And, there are a lot of young people out there that are killing themselves, because they can't deal with their sexuality. And when you put out statements like this, you need to stop first, because you never know who's listening and what their struggles are. And there could have been a young person out there that is dealing with, what they feel are demons, with their sexuality. And this can push them over the edge. We have young people committing suicide every day. We also have people out there who are attacking and, actually murdering people that are homosexual, or, just the world is a crazy place. And I just say this: before you put out statements like this, the ones that Kim Burrell did, she should have stopped and thought about the message that was going out. Now, since she's made those comments, she has come back out and apologized for what she said. But the damage has already been done. It's out there now. She can't take it back. And like I said, she got a bunch of backlash on it. So my opinion is, live and let live. These people are not bothering me. I want them to live as full a life as I am living, and I'm not going to stand in judgment of any other person. That's just my motto. I don't judge. Um, I will say this, and I did a video on this some time ago. The best friend that I've ever had in my life was a gay man. When I was in my 20s, he was my best friend. And ever since I met him and had that friendship with him for those years, I've always been, attracted to gay men. And I kind of seek out those friendships because I had such a positive experience, in my young life. It has made me very accepting and very tolerant. So this kind of bothered me when I read the comments that Kim Burrell made. And with that, that's the end of this one, and on to the next one. This last story up, y'all, is about Kenya Moore. Now, in the past, I have made it known that I am not so much of a Kenya fan. Some of the things that she does on Real Housewives of Atlanta, or some of the things that she says, I just cannot get with, and sometimes it makes me totally dislike her. Now, there have been moments on the show that I was 100% in Kenya's corner, and basically it was all of the drama when she went to see her mother. It really bothered me when Kenya explained the relationship that she had had with her mother growing up. And I hurt for Kenya during that because you could tell that she was hurt. But the reason why I'm talking about Kenya today, this is a little bit of a more serious matter, and was a little concerned for Kenya. So I read a story that Kenya was home, and she realized through her surveillance that there were some intruders on her property. There were 3 people who jumped the fence surrounding her home, and they were, walking on her property up the driveway that we always see, when they're filming on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, of course, Kenya was scared. She was worried. She didn't know what was going on. She didn't know who they were. She just realized that they were trespassing on her property. So what Kenya did is Kenya yelled out the window, or yelled from her property, "Who are you? Get off my property. You're trespassing," blah, blah, blah. Now, I guess they continued to walk up that driveway that we all see. Well, Miss Kenya Moore went and got her a gun. She told them that if they did not leave her property, that she was gonna bust a cap in their motherfucking asses. Now, normally, Kenya and her antics, I'm not always for, but in this case, Kenya was absolutely right. Let's face it, y'all. Kenya has been a celebrity in one way or the other for quite a number of years now. She was in the beauty pageants. She was in several little movies, during the late 80s, early 90s. So she is a well-known figure. And Kenya also has the right to protect herself. We all know that there have been stories where people have gone onto the properties of these celebrities and they have hurt and killed them. Think about the Charles Manson murders. Basically, those people went on that celebrity Sharon Tate's property and they killed everyone in the house. So Kenya Moore had a right, a right to protect herself. She had a right to threaten them. And when I tell y'all, Kenya went all the way ghetto, she went all the way Detroit on them. She clocked out and told them to get the fuck off her property or she was going to fuck them up. And you know what? I don't blame her on this one because she did not know. And three people, that meant that they sought out, her residence. Kenya has not given her address on the show. So these people had to go, you know, basically dig and find exactly where her house was located there in Atlanta, jump a fence, and then go onto her property. Now, when you jump a fence, you know, that would tell me that you're up to no good. So Kenya getting her gun, I'm glad that she got her gun. And when she waved that gun at them, they took their asses on. So Kenya, I believe, made a police report. She's also put up $1,000 reward for anyone that has information on those people that were on her property. Now, y'all, I don't know if Kenya is always in that house alone when she's there, but as a single woman, that is very dangerous for Kenya. Because think about it, if they were there up to no good and, had come to hurt her, Kenya would be at their mercy. And I'm so glad that she had a weapon there to protect herself. And, like I said, I'm not always a Kenya fan, but in this instance, I am 100% behind what she did to protect herself. So with that, y'all, I would like to know if you heard about, this incident at Kenya's house, and what do you think of it? Do you think she had a right to go out in her driveway with that gun and threaten them? And think about it. Had she shot one of them, would she have been in the wrong? Because remember, they jumped a fence to get onto her property. So leave that down in the comments. And with that, everyone, again, Happy New Year. Hope 2017 is just glorious for you. And as always, thanks for watching my video. And you guys have a great day. Bye-bye now.